Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. This is Prashanti. So today also we are going to see the very important topics from the human physiology, especially for Neet. Okay, so we are in the mechanism of digestion. So hope you all are watching my videos, and if you did not understand any topics, please comment on comment sections, and if anyone is watching for the first time, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, so today's class we are going to start. So see all of you here. So here mechanism of digestion involves two types of processes. One is mechanical process, another one is a biochemical process. Okay, so one by one we will see now what is mechanical process. Mechanical process in the sense, so here some structures are helpful. See, some structures are helpful for the breakdown of the complex food materials into simple food materials. Yes, so digestion means the same. Okay, breakdown of the complex large food molecules into simple small molecules of the food, and that we can absorb very easily. Okay, so here the mechanical process involves the structures like teeth and tongue and even muscles. Okay, so teeth, tongue and muscles helpful in the breakdowning process, so that's why it is mechanical process. Okay, so even in until small intestine, this two processes are going to be takes place. Okay, one is mechanical process, another one is a biochemical process. So first we will see the digestion in the mouth. Okay, digestion in the mouth. So see here, digestion in the mouth in the sense, so teeth plays very important role. Teeth plays very important role in the mouth digestion. Yes, no? Yes. So here how the teeth is going to helpful to our digestion. See, we have four types of teeth, and four types of teeth performs four different functions. Yes, four types of teeth like incisors, canines, premolars and molars are responsible for the different types of breakdowning process. Some type of teeth will cut, and some type of teeth like canines is going to tear the food, and premolars and molars are responsible for grinding and chewing the food materials. Here premolars and molars, first premolars will be there in the mouth, after that molars will be there. So here these four types of teeth are responsible for cutting the food and also breakdowning the process by grinding also. So after grinding materials, so it is going to mix with the saliva properly with the help of tongue. Okay, our tongue not only for the speech, even that plays very important role in the mixing up of the food with the saliva. Okay, so that's what mechanical process. Mechanical process means teeth are going to cut and tear and grind the food materials into small particles, and that small particles of the food is going to properly mixed with the saliva. Okay, properly mixed with the saliva in the mouth, and that type of food with saliva is known as bolus. So what we are saying this as bolus. So what is the main process takes place here in the form of chemical reactions? Why? Because see, this entire digestion is a hydrolytic processes. Okay, what is meant for hydrolysis? Hydrolysis is nothing but water is useful for the breakdown. Water is useful for the breakdown of the food material. So that's why this all reactions are known as hydrolytic processes. Okay, this process are known as hydrolytic processes. So here the complex starch molecules. See, saliva contains the enzyme. What is the enzyme present in the saliva? Salivary amylase. Salivary amylase is also have another name, that is ptyalin. Okay, P silent here, ptyalin. P silent, ptyalin. So ptyalin is another name for salivary amylase. Okay, this salivary amylase, so this salivary amylase is going to break down the complex starch molecules into disaccharides. See, maltose is a disaccharide sugar, and here starch is a polysaccharide. It is a polysaccharide, and maltose is a disaccharide. Okay, it is a disaccharide, means polysaccharide is a complex carbohydrate is going to break down into simple carbohydrate, that is disaccharide maltose. Okay, with the help of the enzyme ptyalin. So ptyalin is present in the saliva, and that saliva is secreted by the salivary glands. Okay, so that is and then here that whole process, grinding the food particles, and then mixing with the saliva properly in the mouth is known as mastication process. Okay, what is mastication here? So cutting the food and then grinding the food and then mixing with the saliva. So that contains salivary amylase that is responsible for breakdown of the starch into the disaccharides maltose. So here what happens, 30% carbohydrate digestion takes place. 30% carbohydrate digestion takes place in the mouth only. So after that, so this bolus, what is it? Whatever the food is digested, semi-digested in the mouth is known as bolus. So this bolus is going to enters into the stomach. Through which part? So through which part it is going to be entered? So it is going to be entered in the form of through, see here, esophagus. So esophagus, so what are the parts are present in between? అంటే మౌత్ కి ఈసోఫేగస్ కి మధ్యలో ఏం పార్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి? వన్ ఈజ్ ఓరోఫారింగ్స్, అనదర్ వన్ ఈజ్ ద లారింగోఫారింగ్స్. ఓకే, సో మీకు ఇంట్రడక్షన్ క్లాసెస్ కావాలంటే డిస్క్రిప్షన్లో ఉన్నాయి, అవి కూడా చూడండి. సో దట్ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద హోల్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది డైజెషన్ అండ్ అబ్జార్ప్షన్ ఫ్రమ్ ది హ్యూమన్ ఫిజియాలజీ. ఓకే గైస్, సీ ఐ లవ్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద esophagus. So esophagus, how it will be? It's a long muscular tube. So it is crossing first oropharynx, after that laryngopharynx, then it is enters into the larynx part, then it is enters into the food pipe, also known as esophagus. So when the food enters into the esophagus, so it can't able to flow directly. సో ఏదో పైప్లో వేస్తే కిందికి అట్లా పడిపోదు. సో ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే, సో స్మాల్ పోర్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫుడ్ ఈజ్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ఎంటర్స్. సో స్మాల్ పోర్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫుడ్ ఈజ్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ఎంటర్డ్ ఇన్ ద esophagus. Why? Because here esophagus is made up of which muscles? Smooth muscles. So what are the two types of muscles here? One is circular muscles, another one is the longitudinal muscles. So this muscles plays very important role for the contractions and relaxations. So this type of movements takes place in the food pipe. So here it is going to allow the bolus, in the small quantities towards the stomach. So there are sphincters are present in between. So this sphincter which opens from esophagus to the stomach, అంటే esophagus కి stomach కి మధ్యలో ఒక స్పింక్టర్ ఉంటుంది. స్పింక్టర్ అంటే ఇట్ జస్ట్ లైక్ ఏ మస్కులర్ ఫ్లాప్. ఓకే, మస్కులర్ ఫ్లాప్ విచ్ రెగ్యులేట్ ద మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫుడ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఈసోఫేగస్ టు ద స్టమక్. దిస్ స్పింక్టర్ ఈజ్ నోన్ యాజ్ gastroesophageal sphincters. Okay, this gastroesophageal sphincters is allowing the small quantities of bolus into the stomach. Okay, right, clear? Next, after that process is known as, what we call that process is known as peristalsis. It is known as peristalsis. Why it is called peristalsis? See here, peristalsis means here the muscular walls of the esophagus is forming a wave-like contractions. It forms as a wave-like contractions. This wave-like contractions results the peristaltic movements. Okay, that is also known as peristaltic movement. So that is about the digestion in the mouth. Okay, clear all of you? So next we will go to the digestion in the stomach. So digestion in the stomach, see, stomach contains, so no need to confuse here. So only this part is about the digestion in the mouth. Next we are going to digestion in the stomach. Okay, digestion in the stomach. Yes, so digestion in the stomach. Next, see, the digestion in the stomach is done by the gastric glands. See, gastric glands are responsible for the breakdown of the proteins. Mainly it is responsible for the breakdown of the proteins. See, the gastric juices, see, gastric glands secretes the gastric juices. So those gastric juices contains the three kind of substances mainly. So mucus, why? Because the mucosa layer of the alimentary canal secretes the mucus. So throughout the alimentary canal till rectum and anal canal, it contains the mucous membrane. So that mucous membrane secretes the mucus for lubrication purpose and adhering functions. Mainly, what are the two functions of the mucus? One is lubrication, lubrication, and another one is the adheration. Adhering అంటే ఏంటి, అన్ని పార్టికల్స్ని ఒక దగ్గరికి జాయిన్ చేసి తీసుకొస్తుంది అనమాట. సో అది అడ్హెరింగ్ ప్రాసెస్. ఓకే, లూబ్రికేషన్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఇట్ ఫార్మ్స్ ఎస్ అ స్లైమీ లేయర్. స్లైమీ లేయర్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ విల్ బీ సాఫ్ట్ అండ్ స్మూత్, స్లరీ ఇన్ నేచర్. స్లరీ అంటే ఏంటంటే జారిపోయినట్టు ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సో అప్పుడేమవుతుంది, ఇంటెస్టినల్ వాల్స్ రప్చర్ కావు, డ్యామేజ్ కాకుండా ఉంటాయి. ఓకేనా. సో ఫర్ దీస్ టూ పర్పసెస్ మ్యూకస్ plays very important role. One is lubrication, another one is the adhering process. Okay, done. Next, so how this hydrochloric acid, even hydrochloric acid also secreted into the stomach. So this hydrochloric acid is going to kill the harmful microorganisms. It kills harmful microorganisms. And also hydrochloric acid is activating proenzymes. Proenzyme means inactive enzymes. Okay, here pepsinogen is inactive or it is a proenzyme. This inactive pepsinogen is converted into active pepsin. Now this peptin is active pepsin with the help of hydrochloric acid. See, pepsinogen is activated by hydrochloric acid and also by the pepsin. That's why if it is activated by the pepsin, that process will be known as autocatalysis. Okay, a process name is autocatalysis. Auto means self. Okay, self, it is activating by itself. Okay, so autocatalysis means if the pepsinogen is activated by the pepsin and it is converting into active pepsin, this process is known as autocatalysis, and even hydrochloric also will do the same function. Next, this active pepsin, see, pepsin is an enzyme, right? Pepsin is an enzyme. So this pepsin is responsible for the breakdown of the proteins. Okay, breakdown of the proteins into what? Proteases and peptones. Proteins are going to be breakdown into proteases and peptones with the help of the enzyme pepsin. Okay, mechanism okati gurtu pettukondi. Okay na. So now see, so that is about the proteins. Next one, prorenin also inactive enzyme, proenzyme. Okay, prorenin, this prorenin also activated by the hydrochloric acid. Prorenin and pepsinogen both are going to be activated by the hydrochloric acid. It plays very important role in our body. So this prorenin is inactive stage, same inactive stage is converted into active stage. It is converted into active stage. Active enzyme, it converts into active enzyme renin. See, మనకి ఇక్కడ ఒక చిన్న పాయింట్ గుర్తు పెట్టుకోండి, స్పెల్లింగ్స్ దగ్గర కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. దిస్ రెనిన్, double N will be in the digestion process, only single N will in the excretory system during the absorption of the water. Even during the absorption process, during the excretion process, filtration దగ్గర మనకి ఈ రెనిన్ యూజ్ అవుతుంది. కానీ renin is responsible for the digestion of the milk protein. Okay, what is the milk protein here? Casein is the milk protein. CMP means milk protein, so you write in full forms milk protein. Casein is converted into paracasein with the help of the enzyme renin. Okay, casein is converted into renin with the help of the enzyme paracasein. Then paracasein is combines with the calcium ions. Paracasein is going to combine with the calcium ions and it forms as a calcium paracaseinate. So very simple, everything is a cascade reaction అంటాం ఇక్కడ. హార్మోన్ రియాక్షన్స్లో కూడా మనం చూసాం కదా, cascade reactions అంటే ఏంటి, one is interlinking with the another system, one is depending on the another system. So here another reactions, okay, that type of reactions are together is known as cascade reactions. Even in the digestion also there are many cascade reactions takes place. So ఇక్కడ కూడా అదే అవుతుంది. So prorenin with the help of hydrochloric acid is converted into renin, and then that renin is useful for the breakdown of the or conversion of the casein to paracasein. Then paracasein combines with the calcium ions, forms as a calcium paracaseinate. That calcium paracaseinate with the help of the pepsin converted into peptones. ఈ క్వశ్చన్స్ చాలా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే ఇలా వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో peptones, so this about up to here, that is about the proteins. Even in the stomach, so you see normal ga em cheptunnam, protein digestion only takes place in the stomach. No, actually here small fatty acids, small short chains of triglycerides also converted into monoglycerides. So triglycerides also converted into monoglycerides and fatty acids with the help of an enzyme, gastric lipase. Even stomach also contains the lipase enzyme, so that's why it is gastric lipase, and that gastric lipase is responsible for the breakdown of the triglycerides into tri means 3, so 3 glycerides, so into mono single, okay, so tri 3, this glycerides into monoglycerides and fatty acids, monoglycerides and fatty acids, okay. That is about the stomach digestion, simple, okay. Next one will go to the small intestine digestion, okay. Take the screenshot, all of you, take the screenshot. Stomach digestion we completed, now we are coming to the small intestine digestion. So in the small intestine digestion, small intestine, see many important points are there. Why? Because why because small intestine is the structure, see small intestine is responsible for maximum amount of food digestion, yes, no? Maximum amount of food digestion is done by the small intestine, right? So see here, so small intestine contains goblet cells and brush border cells, okay. This brush border cells, see here, I am writing like this, goblet cells and their secretions, goblet cells and their secretions, right. Goblet cell secretes mucus, and then brush border cells secretes many, yes, many, see dipeptidases, aminopeptidases, nucleotides, nucleosidase, and even sugars also, even carbohydrates also digested in the small intestine, so that's why what are the enzymes are responsible there, maltase, sucrase, see ase means enzyme, sucrase, and then okay, sucrase, maltase, sucrase are going to be breakdown here. See, now we will see the main processes, digestion of the proteins. First, trypsinogen enzyme and trypsinogen. So trypsinogens and chymotrypsinogens are present in the pancreatic juices. See, in the small intestine what happens, in the small intestine is going to start with the duodenum structures. So this duodenum is going to receive the pancreatic secretions and also here liver secretions, liver secretions are known as bile juice, okay. Liver secretions are known as bile juice and pancreatic secretions are known as pancreatic juices. So bile juice contains the bile salts, and pancreatic juice contains this enzymes trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen and procarboxypeptidase. So trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen and procarboxypeptidases are present in the pancreatic juices, and that is responsible for the breakdown of the proteins. See, breakdown of the proteins, what are the proteins here? See, in the stomach portion, so what are going to be formed? Proteoses and then peptones, okay, and then peptones and then proteins, complex proteins also present there. So these complex proteins are going to be break down with the help of what? Trypsinogen, trypsin, okay, trypsin into carboxy proteins and then dipeptides, okay. Proteins and proteoses and peptones are going to be converted into dipeptides, okay. These dipeptides are going to be formed as amino acids. So for this reaction, first we need to get the ఎంజైమ్స్. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆల్ ద ఎంజైమ్స్ నార్మల్గా బాడీలో ఏమవుతుంది, ఎంజైమ్స్ అన్నీ ఏ స్టేజ్లో ఉన్నాయి, ఇన్యాక్టివ్ స్టేజ్లో ఉన్నాయి. సో ఆ ఇన్యాక్టివ్ ఫామ్లో ఉన్న ఎంజైమ్స్ అన్నీ ఎలా కన్వర్ట్ అవ్వాలి, యాక్టివ్ ఫామ్లో కన్వర్ట్ అవ్వాలి. సో ఇక్కడ ట్రిప్సిన్ ఒక్కటే కాదు, కైమోట్రిప్సిన్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. సో కైమోట్రిప్సిన్ అండ్ కార్బాక్సీపెప్టిడేస్. So these three enzymes. So first one is the trypsin. First trypsin is going to be in the form of trypsinogen. First trypsin ఎలా ఉంది, trypsinogen form లో ఉంది. ఆ trypsinogen కాస్త యాక్టివ్ trypsin గా కన్వర్ట్ అయింది. At the same time ఇక్కడ కూడా అంతే, chymotrypsin is also has to be converted into the active forms. So finally it is going to break down the complex protein molecules into the simple dipeptides, and finally it is going to formed as an simple amino acids. So that is about the protein digestion in the small intestine. Next, carbohydrate digestion in the small intestine. All of you note down here. So proteins, proteases and peptones with the help of carboxypeptidase, trypsin and chymotrypsin is converted into dipeptides. These dipeptides are converted into amino peptides with the help of the enzyme dipeptidase. Dipeptidase is an enzyme, it is converting into amino acids, simple proteins. Amino acids are the simple proteins. Next, carbohydrate digestion. So all of you take the screenshot here. Next we will go to the carbohydrate digestion. Okay, so carbohydrate digestion is very simple. Already I told that maltase, sucrase and lactase is responsible for the carbohydrate digestion. Now we will see the end products of the sugars. So I am rubbing this, right. Yes, now we will see the carbohydrate digestion. Okay, carbohydrate digestion. So what are the carbohydrates here? We got the disaccharides. So three types of disaccharides. One is maltose, another one sucrose, lactose. Okay, these are the disaccharides. Disaccharides are going to be converted into monosaccharides. Okay, maltose is converted into glucose and glucose molecules, and then here see, so next sucrose also converted into glucose and fructose. After that, so lactose is also converted into glucose and galactose. Okay, so maltose is converted into glucose and glucose molecules, means two glucose molecules are going